Victoria, a land of natural beauty, rich culture, and a strong sense of community. From its awe-inspiring coastlines to the vibrant heart of Melbourne, this is a place where connections are formed and people come together. At the heart of this dynamic city, Freemasonry and the United Grand Lodge of Victoria has stood the test of time. A Masonic community built on values of leadership, respect, and unity. This year, we celebrate a significant milestone in our ongoing journey. Welcome to this special moment as we honour the grand installation of Right Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall as 49th Grand Master of Freemasons Victoria. A leader who embodies the principles of compassion, service, and brotherhood that define our fraternity.
I, Peter John Henshall, in the presence of Almighty God and in the body of this Grand Lodge, do promise and swear that...
The grand installation is more than a ceremony. It's a celebration of our Masonic heritage and a reflection of the enduring values that guide the path of Freemasonry forward. Freemasons Victoria is an integral part of this vibrant state. Our members contribute not just within our lodges, but across the arts, community initiatives and charitable efforts that shape Victoria.
As Freemasons, we are grounded in our traditions and values, by which our members become the best versions of themselves. Yet we are always looking toward the future. Our work reaches into every aspect of society, from the cultural to the philanthropic, and I am privileged to lead our Masonic community as its Grand Master.
Welcome to our grand installation, where the spirit of Victorian Freemasonry, its creativity, generosity and sense of community comes together to celebrate a new Grand Master.
With wisdom we lead, in strength we serve, by beauty we build.
Good afternoon and welcome to our esteemed visitors, members and guests to the webcast of the 136th Grand Installation of the United Grand Lodge of Victoria, being held at the Sofitel Hotel this 22nd day of March 2025. I'm Right Worshipful Brother Rick Durrow, past Junior Grand Warden, upon whom has been bestowed the Grand Master's Order of Service, the host of today's webcast. Leading the procession is the Grand Herald, Very Worshipful Brother Major Jeff Lowe, RFD. Leading the escort is the Grand Director of Ceremonies, Right Worshipful Brother Frank Lombardo, who's followed by the Grand Standard Bearer, Right Worshipful Brother Warren Rabatis, who's carrying the Australian flag. Now we have the Senior Grand Officers and members of the 2024-25 Grand Ceremonial Team, ending with the Grand Wardens, Right Worshipful Brother David Thexton, Junior Grand Warden, and Right Worshipful Brother Gary Allen Runge, OAM, Senior Grand Warden. The Acting Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Murray Luxford, past Deputy Grand Master, now escorts the past Grand Masters in reverse order. They are Most Worshipful Brothers Donald Gordon Reynolds, Hillel Benedict, Robert Kenneth Jones, and Gary James Sebo, member of the Order of Australia. Lastly, and most importantly, the Grand Master, Most Worshipful Brother Anthony John Booker, is escorted by Worshipful Brother Jerry Spiliotis, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Jason Dawson, Junior Grand Deacon. The Grand Sword Bearer is Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne.
Be seated, ladies, gentlemen and brethren.
Today's ceremony of the installation of the Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall, will be performed by the Grand Master, Most Worshipful Brother Anthony John Booker, and he'll be assisted by members of the 2024-25 Grand Ceremonial Team. This afternoon, we will also witness the investitures and proclamations of the Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Miles Graham King, past Senior Grand Warden, the Senior Grand Warden, Right Worshipful Brother Bruce James Stockdale, past Junior Grand Warden, and the Junior Grand Warden, Worshipful Brother David Andrew Elwood, past Assistant Grand Director of Ceremonies.
Brethren, assist me to open Grand Lodge. Worshipful Grand Pursuivant, where is your situation in Grand Lodge?
Within the porch, Most Worshipful Grand Master,
What is your duty?
to give due report of all approaching brethren, and to see that they are properly clothed and arranged under the respective banners.
Are they so arranged?
They are, to the best of my belief, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Where is the situation of the Junior Grand Warden?
In the south, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Right Worshipful Junior Grand Warden, whom do you represent?
Boaz, the Prince of the People, on Mount Tabor.
Where is the situation of the Senior Grand Warden?
In the west, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Right Worshipful Senior Grand Warden, whom do you represent?
Jarkin, the Assistant High Priest on Mount Sinai.
Where is the situation of the Deputy Grand Master?
At the right of the Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Right Worshipful Acting Deputy Grand Master, whom do you represent?
Hiram Abiff, the Prince of Architects.
What is your...
To lay lines, draw designs and prepare the work for the Grand Master.
Thank you, Right Worshipful Acting Deputy. Most Worshipful Past Grand Master, the situation of the Grand Master.
In the east,
Whom does he represent?
the Royal Solomon.
Brethren, I claim your attention to the Grand Chaplain who will offer up prayer.
Almighty and eternal God, forasmuch as without thee we are not able to please thee, and pray thee so to direct and rule our minds that our deliberations may tend to promote fidelity to Thee, our God, to our country, and to the principles of our institution. Inspire our thoughts with charity, temper our words with judgment, and strengthen our decisions with wisdom, so that this convocation may advance the welfare of our brethren and uplift among our fellow men the honour and glory of Thy most holy name.
Brethren, in the name of the Royal Solomon, I declare Grand Lodge opened in ample form.
Grand Lodge having been opened, the Grand Director of Ceremonies, Right Worshipful Brother Frank Lombardo, will open the Grand Lodge's volume of the Sacred Law, as well as the Grand Master's volume of the Sacred Law, upon which he will take his obligation. The square and compasses will be arranged on the Grand Lodge's volume of the Sacred Law. The volume of the Sacred Law represents the volume of all faiths, no matter what religion a member might believe in.
Most worshipful, right worshipful, very worshipful, worshipful brethren and brethren, you will greet the most worshipful Grand Master with grand honours 9 times.
Grand honours which are accorded to the Grand Master are a sign of greeting, respect. It's a salutation. The Grand Master is entitled to 9 of these grand honours, to which he will acknowledge the reception of those grand honours by giving a sign of fidelity, which is like a formal acknowledgement. Today we will witness an office which was introduced into Freemasonry for its first time 2 years ago. It's that of Grand Master's Assistant. Only 3 brethren have been chosen.
Thank you for your greetings, brethren.
Out of the whole state of Victoria. They are all Master Masons, and they will be invested with light blue collars and aprons with gold trim.
Be seated, brethren.
They will assist the Grand Master throughout the year. They are Brother Michael Mussolino from Lodge Devotion, Brother Peter Samsonidis from a Gregorius Lodge.
Ladies, gentlemen and brethren, I would like to offer a warm welcome to everyone in attendance today at the Sofitel Hotel. I extend that welcome to all the newer Freemasons who may be witnessing a grand installation for the first time. I hope that you all have an enjoyable time in our company today. I would like to specifically welcome all the ladies, partners, families and friends who are attending today perhaps for the first time. I hope that you also have an enjoyable afternoon at this grand installation. The very worshipful Grand Director of Ceremonies. You will admit visiting delegations.
The third Grand Master's assistant was Brother Burkan Yilmaz from Ivanhoe Lodge. The Grand Organist today is the gifted Right Worshipful Brother Roger Manderson, past Senior Grand Warden. The Grand Secretary, Right Worshipful Brother Bruce Cowie. The Grand Herald, Worshipful Brother Major Jeff Lowe, RFD. And the Grand Tyler is Worshipful Brother Bruce Jarvis. And the Grand Chaplain is Very Worshipful Brother Jeff Payton. Escorting the Most Worshipful Grand Master and delegation of the United Grand Lodge of Mark Master Masons, Worshipful Brother Bruce Kerry, Deputy Grand Director of Ceremonies, Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne, Grand Sword Bearer, Worshipful Brother Graham Oldfield, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Sudarshan Ramakrishnan, Junior Grand Deacon.
Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of Mark Master Masons of Victoria, Most Worshipful Brother Ronald William Goodburn.
Most Worshipful Brother Ron, thank you for being a great friend over the last few years, and welcome to the Grand Installation.
I missed you coming in. I had to be here to see you go out.
Thank you.
Most Worshipful Brother Goodburn is accompanied by Most Worshipful Brother Dr. John Lizagang, past Grand Master. Most Worshipful Brother William Jones, past Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Jeffrey Keith Goods, Deputy Grand Master, Grand Master-elect, and a number of brethren. Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the eminent First Grand Principal of the Supreme Grand Chapter of Royal Ark Masons of Victoria, Most Eminent Companion Leonard Stephen Lacey.
Most Eminent Companion Len, great to see you on the way out, and we've had a couple of wonderful years together, and I hope you enjoy the afternoon.
It's been a pleasure to have had your friendship, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you, Most Eminent.
Most Eminent Companion Lacey is accompanied by Right Eminent Companion Robert Redmond, Deputy First Grand Principal, First Grand Principal Elect. Right Eminent Companion Drago Dragolovich, Second Grand Principal. Right Eminent Companion Ruri Bucknell, Third Grand Principal. Most Eminent Companion Peter Thomas Gurr, OAM, Past Grand Zerubbabel, and a number of companions. Be seated, brethren and companions.
Escorting the District Grand Master and the delegation of the District Grand Lodge of Middle East under the Grand Lodge of Scotland, Worshipful Brother Bruce Kerry, Deputy Grand Director of Ceremonies, Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne, Grand Sword Bearer, Worshipful Brother Graham Oldfield, Senior Grand Deacon, Worshipful Brother Sudarshan Ramakrishnan, Junior Grand Deacon. Escorting the representative of the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the delegation of the Grand Lodge of the Philippines is Very Worshipful Brother Harry Blatt, past Grand Director of Ceremonies, Very Worshipful Brother Bill Lodge, Grand Inspector of Workings.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the District Grand Master of the District Grand Lodge of the Middle East under the Grand Lodge of Scotland, Brother Abel Araguman.
Right, Worshipful Brother Abel, long time no see. It's probably been 6 weeks since I visited you in Malaysia. Thank you for making the effort, and I hope you and your delegation have a wonderful weekend with us.
We've already started having a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Right Worshipful Brother Abel.
Brother Araguman is accompanied by Brother Duncan Fernandez, past District Grand Master, Brother Paul Baniska, Depute District Grand Master, and Brother John Matthew, District Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the representative of the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of the Philippines, Very Worshipful Brother Teodora Kalor, Senior Grand Lecturer.
Very Worshipful Grand Lecturer, thank you for making the effort to visit all the way from the Philippines. I've received greetings from your Most Worshipful Grand Master, who regrettably is tied up at the Grand Installation in Japan the same day. But lovely to have you make the effort. We have a lot of Filipino brethren in Melbourne, as you're probably aware, and I look forward to spending a bit of time with you later on today and this evening. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Very Worshipful Teodora is also accompanied by a number of brethren. Be seated, brethren.
Escorting the Grand Master and the delegation of the United Grand Lodge of Western Australia are Worshipful Brother Bruce Carey, Deputy Grand Director of Ceremonies, Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne, Grand Swordbearer, Worshipful Brother Graham Oldfield, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Sudarshan Ramakrishnan. Escorting the Grand Master and the delegation of the United Grand Lodge of Queensland are Worshipful Brother Lindsay Aldersey, Assistant Grand Director of Ceremonies, Worshipful Brother Wayne Evans Barker, Grand Swordbearer, Worshipful Brother Jerry Spiliota, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother
Most
Jason
Worshipful
Dawson.
Grand Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Western Australia, Most Worshipful Brother James Allen Walker.
Most Worshipful Brother Jim, great to see you. It's only November you went into the chair, so you've got a few years to go, but our friendship's been amazing over the last 4 or 5 years. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure to be here and wish you all the best, and also wish everyone the best this afternoon in regards to installation.
Thank you, Most Worshipful Brother Jim.
Most Worshipful Brother Walker is accompanied by Most Right Worshipful Brother Graham Swift, Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Keith Baxter, past Senior Grand Warden, Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of Queensland, Most Worshipful Brother Jeffrey Harper.
Most Worshipful Brother Jeffrey, great to see you. I hope you'll watch today's proceedings carefully, because you're out in a few months as well, so you can join the ranks of the past Grand Masters. Thank you for those lovely words last night at the cocktail party, the cheque's in the mail. Thank you.
Thank you for your friendship over the last 4 or 5 years.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
Most Worshipful Brother Harper is accompanied by Right Worshipful Brother David Gray, Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Peter Wiesner, Assistant Grand Master, and Right Worshipful Brother Milan Pavazovic, Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Be seated, brethren.
Escorting the Grand Master and the delegation of the United Grand Lodge of New Zealand are Right Worshipful Brother Barry Dice, past Deputy Grand Master, Worshipful Brother Robert Billings, Grand Swordbearer, Worshipful Brother Stuart Hill, Senior Grand Deacon, Worshipful Brother Warren Dorling, Junior Grand Deacon. Escorting the Grand Master and the delegation of the United Grand Lodge of Tasmania are Very Worshipful Brother Harry Blatt, past Grand Director of Ceremonies, Very Worshipful Brother Bill Lodge, past Grand Inspector of Workings, Worshipful Brother Andrew Buchanan, past Senior
Most
Grand
Worshipful
Deacon.
Grand Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of New Zealand, Most Worshipful Brother James Watt.
Jim, great to see you again. Thank you for travelling from overseas, from New Zealand across the ditch, the land of the long white cloud. Lovely to have you with us for this grand installation, and I hope you enjoy your time with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Most Worshipful.
Most Worshipful Brother Watt is accompanied by Most Worshipful Brother Selwyn Cooper, past Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Paul Chappell, Deputy Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Dwayne Williams, past Grand Warden, Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of Tasmania, Most Worshipful Brother Luke John Wood.
Most Worshipful Brother Luke, thank you for coming from overseas. Tasmania is quite a trip. Thank you for your friendship over the last probably 4 and a bit years. Enjoyed it immensely. Wish you all the best for the remainder of your term, and please enjoy the remainder of the afternoon and weekend's proceedings with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luke.
Most Worshipful Brother Wood is accompanied by Most Worshipful Brother John Slaw, past Grand Master. Most Worshipful Brother Philip Oddy, past Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Philip Klein, Deputy Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Kent Mainwaring, Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Be seated, brethren.
Escorting the Grand Master and the delegation of the United Grand Lodge of New South Wales and the ACT, Worshipful Brother Bruce Carey, past Grand Director of Ceremonies. Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne, Grand Sword Bearer. Worshipful Brother Graham Oldfield, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Sudarshan Ramakrishnan, Junior Grand Deacon. Escorting the Grand Master and the delegation of the United Grand Lodge of South Australia and the Northern Territory, Worshipful Brother Lindsay Aldersey, Assistant Grand Director of Ceremonies. Worshipful Brother Wayne Evans Barker, Grand Sword Bearer. Worshipful Brother Jerry Spiliota, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Jason Dawson, Junior Grand Deacon.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory, Most Worshipful Brother Bernard Christian Albano.
Most Worshipful Brother Chris, thank you for gracing us with your presence this weekend. I hope you'll have an enjoyable stay with us, and I hope that our long-standing friendship and the relationship between this Grand Lodge and your Grand Lodge will continue unabated, even though my successor may not be as friendly as I am.
Most Worshipful Brother Buka, our long-standing friendship has caused New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory to send the Grand Master, 2 past Grand Masters, the Deputy and the Assistant Grand Masters, and the largest delegation to your installation.
Well, you're only quoting me from last night. I appreciate the past Grand Masters being present, not so much Most Worshipful Brother Hicks, but nevertheless, always welcome Most Worshipful Brother Les. Lovely to see you again. Thank you, Chris.
Grand Master.
Thank you.
Most Worshipful Brother Albano is accompanied by Most Worshipful Brother Derek Robson, past Grand Master. Most Worshipful Brother Leslie Ix, past Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Paul Schultz, Deputy Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother John Jacobson, OAM, Assistant Grand Master. Right Worshipful Brother Stephen Green, Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Most Worshipful Grand Master, I have the honour to present the Most Worshipful Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of South Australia and the Northern Territory, Most Worshipful Brother William Merrill.
Most Worshipful Brother, what's wrong with your hand?
I had a fight with the rough ash.
Is that what it was? Well, I'll shake your left hand. Thank you for attending our grand installation. I've still got fond memories of your installation not all that long ago. Thank you for being with us, and hope you have an enjoyable weekend.
I'm sure I have an enjoyable weekend, and I still have fondness of your installation that you were the installing master at, and I attended.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Most Worshipful Brother Merrill is accompanied by Most Worshipful Brother David Booker, past Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Simon Gray, Deputy Grand Master, and Brother Boyd Sparrow, Grand Secretary, and a number of brethren. Be seated, brethren.
The Grand Master, Most Worshipful Brother Anthony Booker, and Grand Master-elect Right Worshipful Brother Peter Henshall have jointly launched the Freemasons Victoria 2025 project to assist at fundraising sausage sizzles in aid of the Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday appeal. Freemasons Victoria has been asked to provide volunteers to operate barbecues at 30 Bunnings outlets, fundraising in 2 shifts, that's 9 a.m. to 12:30pm and 12:30pm to 4pm on Saturday the 12th of April 2025. That's the busy Bunnings Saturday before the Easter weekend. Bunnings will provide the sausages and bread at their own cost, and they need manpower to run the barbecues and serve the food. Keep an eye out for ways to volunteer.
Most worshipful, right worshipful, very worshipful, worshipful brethren and brethren, the leaders of the visiting delegations having honoured this Grand Lodge with their presence, I call upon you to greet them with grand honours 9 times. Thank you, brother. Be seated, brethren.
Brethren, I would like to acknowledge and thank for their attendance the leaders and representatives of other Masonic rites and orders that meet in Victoria. Brethren, your Grand Master for this ensuing year, having been elected, we are now ready to enter upon the ceremony of installation. The Very Worshipful Grand Director of Ceremonies, you will announce to the Grand Master-elect that we are ready to receive him.
Right Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall is the 49th Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of Victoria. Such is the seriousness of his undertaking, he will take his formal obligation in front of all present to uphold and maintain the principles, tenets and landmarks of the order. The escort masters today are the Worshipful Masters of the Arlington Lodge, Worshipful Brother Gregory Packnick, Peace and Loyalty, Worshipful Brother Ron Van Leeuwen, Berwick Balcara Lodge, Worshipful Brother Robert Snyders, the King David Lodge, Worshipful Brother Colin Winter, the Civic Lodge, Worshipful Brother KG Yap, Footscray Wyndham Lodge, Worshipful Brother Steph Fajaro, Lodge Rapport, Worshipful Brother Richard Williams, and Lodge Cathay, Worshipful Brother Tony Valdez. The escorting Grand Stewards today are Worshipful Brothers Ethan Holmes, Ramil Magnay, Kevin Holden, Tom Butera, Tim Stevens, Sashi Sanmugathis, Brian Denner and Ted Wombai.
Most worshipful Grand Master, the Grand Master-elect is waiting in readiness when it is your pleasure to receive him.
Very worshipful Grand Director of Ceremonies, you will admit him and conduct him to the east near the pedestal.
The Deputy Grand Master is Right Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall, and he's escorted by Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne, Grand Swordbearer, Worshipful Brother Graham Oldfield, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Sudarshan Ramakrishnan, Junior Grand Deacon. Leading the escort behind the Grand Herald is Worshipful Brother Major Jeff Lowe, RFD. And there's the Grand Director of Ceremonies, Right Worshipful Brother Frank Lombardo, the Deputy Grand Director of Ceremonies, Very Worshipful Brother Bruce Kerry, and the Assistant Grand Director of Ceremonies, Worshipful Brother Lindsay Aldersea. Escorting the Grand Master-elect is Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall, and he's being escorted by the Grand Swordbearer, Worshipful Brother Travis Gascoigne, the Grand Deacons, Worshipful Brother Graham Oldfield, Senior Grand Deacon, and Worshipful Brother Sudarshan Ramakrishnan, Junior Grand Deacon. The escort masters who are acting as cushion bearers are the Worshipful Master of the Arlington Lodge, Worshipful Brother Gregor Packnick, who's carrying the aprons, and Worshipful Master of Peace and Loyalty Lodge.
Worshipful Grand Master, I present Right Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall for installation as Grand Master for the ensuing 12 months.
My brother, the exalted station to which the free choice of your brethren have called you involves great and important responsibilities. It will elevate you to a position from which power and prerogative may depart with the expiration of your term of office. But the honour and dignity, except by your own act, never. You are now in the presence of all here assembled, presented for installation into the chair of this Grand Lodge, that you may be competent to enter upon the functions entrusted to you. As we are upon the threshold of a great and important duty, it is the teachings that we received at our reception into Freemasonry that require us to bend in solemn prayer to the Grand Master above and seek his blessings on our proceedings.
Source of light and life, we, thine unworthy creatures, reverently bow before thee in adoration and praise. As when we first saw the light at our mystic altar, we implored thy guidance, protection, and aid. So now we seek thee for thy divine blessing and direction. We humbly implore thy divine favour upon this occasion and upon the institution in the service of which we are now engaged. Bless now thy servant before thee, who is about to assume a new and important relation to his brethren. Give him wisdom, give him strength, give him love, enable him in giving rule to keep in view the best interests of the great brotherhood now about to be committed to his charge. Teach him to feel that he is about to assume great and trying responsibilities, and enable him so to discharge them as to win all hearts. In thee, O Lord, as in the days of our apprenticeship, do we put our trust. Be thou our faithful friend, conductor, and guide in the unseen vicissitudes of life before us, and bring us all at last to see the one great light, inaccessible and full of glory, in thy presence, where we shall behold thee with an unclouded vision for evermore.
Very worshipful Grand Director of Ceremonies, you will conduct our brother to the pedestal to take upon himself the obligation appertaining to the duties of his office.
I, Peter John Henshall, in the presence of Almighty God and in the body of this Grand Lodge, do solemnly promise and swear that I will, to the best of my ability, faithfully, zealously, and impartially perform the duties of Grand Master of Masons in this jurisdiction during the ensuing 12 months, and until a successor shall have been regularly elected and installed in my stead. I further promise to conform to and maintain the constitutions, laws, rules and regulations of the United Grand Lodge of Victoria and the usages and customs of free and accepted Masons, and will at all times enforce strict obedience thereto. So help me God.
Be seated, brethren.
Most worshipful brother, on being inducted into the office of Grand Master and thus marking the commencement of your government over the craft, I shall perform a most solemn and important duty. You will be invested as Grand Master with wide-ranging powers and prerogatives, and the interests of the craft for weal or woe will be placed in your hands. I am fairly assured that you have resolved never to abuse or pervert those privileges. The very consciousness of the possession of a great power will ever render a generous mind cautious and tender in its exercise. To rule has been the lot of many, but to rule well has not been the fortune of all those who have held supreme Masonic power. Yet so to rule may be an object of honourable ambition. It is not by the strong arm or iron will that obedience and order, the chief requisites of good government, are secured, but by holding the key to the hearts of men. The office of Grand Master is of great antiquity and respect, and is one of the highest dignities to which we may aspire. As a man, he must be of good repute in the world and practice the cardinal virtues of fortitude, prudence, temperance, and justice. As a citizen, he should be loyal to all properly constituted authority, obey the law, and be a pattern of fidelity in all his social and domestic relations. As a Freemason, he should adhere to the ancient landmarks and be proficient in the laws, language, and literature of the order, be desirous to learn and apt to teach. As Grand Master, he should cultivate the closest friendship and confidence in his officers, be patient in investigation, deliberate in judgment, and prompt in execution. Tempering justice with forbearance, he should at all times cultivate the golden tenets of brotherly love, relief, and truth. Such, most worshipful brother, are some of the most important qualifications that a Grand Master should possess. I trust it will be your aim to reach those standards and be a bright and shining example to all who shall come after you. I note that you are already wearing the Lord Huntingfield Perpetual Collarette Jewel. It now remains for me to clothe and invest you with the external insignia of your rank and authority.
The Grand Master wears a very ornate apron, but its central part is white, as are all Freemasons' aprons, and was originally made of lamb skin. The Worshipful Master of the Peace and Loyalty Lodge, Worshipful Brother Ron Van Leeuwen.
With the apron, the badge of a Grand Master.
He's carrying the chains, jewel and gauntlets. White gloves also have a special significance. Freemasons wear these gloves because it doesn't matter whether their hands are rough or smooth from working as a white collar, blue collar or manual worker, because all men are considered equal in Freemasonry. The final item of regalia is the chain to which is attached the jewel of his office, the Grand Master's jewel, which is a pair of compasses extended at an angle of 45 degrees with a segment of a circle joining the points. On a plate in the centre is an all-seeing eye.
I also invest you with the chain of your office and a jewel whose symbolical meaning will now have a new and striking significance to you. I now surrender to you the seat of authority and place you therein as the ruler of this Grand Lodge. I present to you this gavel, a potent emblem of Masonic authority, which in your hand should never be sounded in vain. and may the blessing of God Almighty be with you. And may you be endued with the full competency and wisdom which so distinguished King Solomon, whose chief representative you now are. Allow me to render this first act of homage due to you as Grand Master. I hail, salute, and proclaim you Grand Master of Masons in the state of Victoria. Congratulations. Brethren, behold your Grand Master.
Most worshipful, right worshipful, very worshipful, worshipful brethren and brethren, be it known unto you and all free and accepted Masons that Right Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall has been installed according to ancient custom Most Worshipful Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of Ancient, Free and Accepted Masons of Victoria, and all are here by commanded and charged to render unto him perfect submission and all due homage. And I now proclaim him Most Worshipful Grand Master, and call upon you to greet him with grand honours 9 times.
Grand honours which are accorded to the Grand Master are a sign of greeting, respect. It's a salutation. The Grand Master is entitled to 9 of these grand honours, and he will then acknowledge the reception of those grand honours by giving a sign of fidelity.
Be seated, brethren.
Lord Huntington was the Grand Master from 1935 to 39, and in his honour a collarette jewel was struck and is worn by every Grand Master during his term of office. The jewel is studded with 12 brilliant diamonds and has a value in excess of $25,000. You may see past Grand Masters wearing this jewel, but they're replicas of the original. Make sure that you keep an eye out for the original jewel that the Grand Master will wear. Just in case you're thinking about making a souvenir of the Grand Master's jewel, remember that the Grand Sword Bearer has a very sharp sword and is charged with keeping the jewel safe, as well as the Grand Master. So far, no Grand Sword Bearer has lost either a jewel or a Grand Master. I think that's why it's considered to be, by many, the best and most important job in Grand Lodge.
Right Worshipful Brother Miles Graham King has been elected Deputy Grand Master. Very Worshipful Grand Director of Ceremonies, you will present him for installation.
Undeniably, the most important member of a Grand Lodge ceremonial team is the Grand Sword Bearer.
Most Worshipful Grand Master, I'll present to you for installation Right Worshipful Brother Miles Graham King, who has been duly elected to the office of Deputy Grand Master for the ensuing 12 months.
Very Worshipful Grand Director of Ceremonies, you will conduct our brother to the pedestal to take upon himself the obligation appertaining to the duties of his office.
At this stage, both the Grand Master and Deputy Grand Master are both past Grand Sword Bearers.
I, Miles Graham King, swear by Almighty God, in the body of this Grand Lodge, that I will solemnly perform the duties of Deputy Grand Master in this jurisdiction, faithfully, zealously, and impartially, until the next regular period of election within this lodge, and until a successor shall have been duly installed in my stead. I further promise that I will conform to and maintain the constitutions, laws, rules and regulations of the United Grand Lodge of Victoria and the usages and customs of free and accepted Masons, and will at all times enforce strict obedience thereto. So help me God.
Be seated, brethren.
Right Worshipful Brother Miles, you have undoubtedly been an attentive observer to the ceremony of my installation as Grand Master, since you are aware that in the case of my incapacity to act in contingencies mentioned in our Book of Constitutions, you succeed to my duties and prerogatives, as you do also when acting as my substitute in all matters specifically delegated to you. Your office, therefore, is one of great dignity and importance, and it is in view of our confidence in your ability to meet its needs that you have been elected to fill it. Bear in mind, therefore, the suggestions made to me as Grand Master, for you know not how soon they may apply to yourself. Remember also that our particular regulations, as well as usage, will place you in a unique and confidential relationship with me as my supporter and counsellor. Clothe you with this apron, the badge of a Deputy Grand Master.
The jewel of the Deputy Grand Master, which is attached to his chain of office, is a pair of compasses on a square with a 5-pointed star in the centre. Apart from leading the organisation in ceremonial duties, the Grand Master and Deputy Grand Master are heavily involved in the administration and the direction and setting of policy for Freemasons in the state of Victoria.
And I invest you with your chain and jewel of office. I now place you in your chair at the right of the Grand Master and proclaim you Deputy Grand Master in the state of Victoria.
Right worshipful, very worshipful, worshipful brethren and brethren, I now proclaim Right Worshipful Brother Miles Graham King duly installed Deputy Grand Master for the ensuing 12 months and call upon you to greet him with grand honours 7 times.
The Grand Master received 9 grand honours. The Deputy Grand Master now receives 7. The Deputy Grand Master now rises and acknowledges his 7 grand honours with a sign of fidelity.
Be seated, brethren.
I have appointed Right Worshipful Brother Bruce James Stockdale and Worshipful Brother David Andrew Elwood as Grand Wardens for the ensuing 12 months.
The next 2 most senior members of Grand Lodge are the Senior Grand Warden, Right Worshipful Brother Bruce James Stockdale, and the Junior Grand Warden, Right Worshipful Brother David Elwood.
Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, I present to you Right Worshipful Brother Bruce James Stockdale and Worshipful Brother David Andrew Elwood for investiture as Grand Wardens for the respectively.
Right Worshipful Brother Stockdale, you have been appointed to a position of great importance to aid the preservation of order and to provide counsel and support to the Most Worshipful Grand Master are high and responsible duties, and when to these are superadded your duties of diligently preserving the ancient landmarks throughout the territory in conjunction with the Junior Grand Warden, your trust becomes a matter of the utmost moment to the welfare of the craft. Your fitness for the post led to your appointment by the Most Worshipful Grand Master, and it is with pleasure and confidence that I invest you with the chain and jewel of your office.
The jewel of Senior Warden is the level.
You represent jargon. Right Worshipful Brother Elwood, the duties of your office and the qualifications thereof are closely related to those of the Senior Grand Warden. I trust you'll be vigilant and circumspect both at your station in Grand Lodge and in the wider field without, to ensure that the ancient landmarks of the Order remain unchanged. I invest you with the chain and jewel of your office.
The jewel of the Junior Grand Warden is the Plum Rule.
You will now repair to your station in the south and be ever watchful that the hour of high 12 does not find your work or that of the craft unperformed. You represent Boaz.
Historically, the role of the wardens on a work site or workplace might be seen as the senior foreman. They are considered to be important duties to the Grand Master. Each year in Grand Lodge, the Junior Grand Warden is often selected from the country region. This year, the Junior Grand Warden and the country component of the Grand Lodge team are from the Northwest region. The outgoing Grand Wardens are Right Worshipful Brother Gary Allen Runge, OAM, past Senior Grand Warden, and Right Worshipful Brother David Thexton, past Junior Grand Warden.
Right worshipful, very worshipful, worshipful brethren and brethren, I now proclaim that Right Worshipful Brother Bruce James Stockdale and Right Worshipful Brother David Andrew Elwood have been invested as Grand Wardens for the ensuing 12 months and call upon you to greet them with grand honours 5 times.
The Grand Master received Grand Honours 9 times, the Deputy Grand Master 7, now the Grand Wardens 5 times. The Grand Wardens now stand and acknowledge those Grand Honours with a sign of fidelity.
Be seated, brethren.
Grand Master, Most Worshipful Brother Anthony Booker, and Grand Master-elect, who's now the new Grand Master, Right Worshipful Brother Peter Henshall, are delighted with the first and second weeks of bookings for the Team Freemasons 25 group. At the Sleep at the G event, some 33 Freemasons have already registered, and the fundraising event is being held at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on Thursday the 15th of May 2025. All Freemasons are encouraged to sign up for this event held by the Melbourne City Mission to raise funds to youth for youth homelessness. Last year, the Freemasons team topped the leaderboard with more than 100 participants, raising more than $100,000. To register, sign in at www.tribebooking.com/CZIWL. The registration fee is $66.50, which includes the Tri Booking ticket fee. Here's a quick update on the opportunity to apply for Freemasons Foundation Victoria Masonic Grants Program to support community-focused projects. Open to all craft lodges, mark lodges and chapters, it offers grants up to $10,000. Remember, applicants need to chip in 20% of the project's cost. Check out the guidelines at freemasonsfoundationvictoria.org and have a discussion at your next lodge meeting about what you could do to support your local community. Freemasons Foundation Victoria, FFV, is the philanthropic face of Freemasons in Victoria. Giving charity is one of the most important tenets of Freemasonry, and FFV's financial support to community programs is designed to fund and a diverse range of philanthropic initiatives that benefit the community and future generations. In a recently expanded role, the Chief Executive reports to an independent board of directors and is responsible for implementing strategy, governance and risk management, stakeholder engagement and external relations, grant management and leading a team of 2 people. For this key position, you'll need senior management experience at CEO level, reporting to a board, a proven track record in implementing transformation and growth, and the ability to build and maintain positive relationships with a diverse range of stakeholders and beneficiaries. A relevant tertiary qualification is necessary, and experience working in the NFP sector would be highly valued. Located in East Melbourne, FFV anticipates that the role will be a 0.9 part-time position. If you have the ability, drive and people skills to lead this important organisation that improves the lives of many thousands of people in Victoria, please send in your CV by the 24th of March to apply@mayersrecruitment.com.au or call Philip Mayers AM on 0412 104 096.
I present the following brethren for investiture as Grand Officers for the ensuing 12 months. Very Worshipful Brother Ron Ferdinand's Grand Treasurer, Right Worshipful Brother Ted Stevens, Grand Almoner Welfare. Very Worshipful Brother Stephen Latimer, Grand Inspector of Workings. Very Worshipful Brother Bruce Kerry, Grand Director of Ceremonies. Worshipful Brother Adrian Kamer, Deputy Grand Director of Ceremonies. Worshipful Brother Robert Callant, Assistant Grand Director of Ceremonies. Worshipful Brother David Bilton, Senior Grand Deacon. Worshipful Brother Giorgio Migliaccio, Senior Grand Deacon. Worshipful Brother Thina Nadaraja, Senior Grand Deacon. Worshipful Brother Phil Davenport, Junior Grand Deacon. Worshipful Brother Robert Orton, Junior Grand Deacon. Worshipful Brother Hans Richmonds, Junior Grand Deacon. Worshipful Brother Ethan Holmes, Grand Sword Bearer. Worshipful Brother Russell Sincock, Grand Sword Bearer. Worshipful Brother Ted Wambui, Grand Sword Bearer. Worshipful Brother Bruce Brabender, Grand Standard Bearer. Worshipful Brother Tom Butera, Grand Standard Bearer. Worshipful Brother Neville Wharton, Grand Standard Bearer. Worshipful Brother Gobinda Gill, Assistant Grand Pursuivant. Worshipful Brother Franz Abermoser, Assistant Grand Pursuivant. Worshipful Brother Greg Todio, Assistant Grand Pursuivant. Worshipful Brother Greg Brown, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother Peter Daly, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother David Game, Grand Steward. Worship Brother Stefan Koenig, Grand Steward. Worship Brother Christian Manalo, Grand Steward. Worship Brother Kevin Richardson, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother David Kamer, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother Graham Robinson, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother Jason Triaz, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother Graham Whiteside, Grand Steward. Worshipful Brother Alf Woods, Grand Steward. Brother Michael Musolino, Grand Master's Assistant. Brother Peter Simpsonidis, Grand Master's Assistant. Brother Burkhan Hilmaz, Grand Master's Assistant.
The Grand Officer's pledge will be given by Worshipful Brother David Kamar, Grand Steward, from the Baden Powell Lodge.
Most Worshipful Grand Master and Brethren of Victoria, we have been elected or appointed as your Grand Officers for the ensuing year. We are aware that our duties will require us to devote much of our time to the cause of Freemasonry, and that they will involve a readiness to subject personal convenience to the service of the craft. Our zeal for the fraternity and our belief in its principles allows us to pledge ourselves to this service with full commitment and enthusiasm. Our watchwords will be devotion to these several duties and loyalty to the tenets of Freemasonry, our Grand Master and each other. We know that our association with each other will provide a memorable experience which will be treasured for all time, and that the deep friendships that we shall form shall be sufficient reward, if such be needed, for our year of active service in the craft, and through it, the community. We express our humble confidence that this team of Grand Officers will maintain that high standard of efficiency and service that has been set over so many years by our predecessors in office.
The Grand Master has been obligated, installed and invested with his regalia and is ready to take up the duties of his office. Although the installation of the Grand Master takes place every 12 months or so, the Grand Master will normally perform his duties for a period of 2 years. Of the previous Grand Masters, a number of them have a background in politics, the legal and court system, policing, IT, business, accounting, and have even made a name for themselves in car racing.
Very worshipful brethren and brethren, I now proclaim that the Grand Officers for the ensuing 12 months are now invested and call upon you to greet them with Grand Honours 3 times.
The Grand Master received Grand Honours 9 times, Deputy Grand Masters 7 times, the Grand Wardens 5 times, now the Grand Officers 3 times, which they now stand and acknowledge those Grand Honours with a sign of fidelity.
Thank you, Roger. Be seated, brethren.
Brethren and guests, we are now to be favoured by a musical number to be sung by Mr. Lindsay Ondricek and accompanied by our own Grand Organist, Right Worshipful Brother Roger Manderson.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, but I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
I'm sure everyone will agree that that was a stirring rendition of a wonderful song. Let's thank Lindsay once more. Brethren and guests, about 18 months ago, a young, well-educated professional man, not a lawyer, came to me and said, I think I'd like to join Freemasonry. He was around 40 years old and had obviously done his research into Freemasonry and the principles that it stood for. He felt that his stage of life was the right time to commit to an organisation who espoused many of the values that matched his own. It was my honour to attend and play a small part in his initiation some months later. Today, that young man's father stands before you with the same pride and honour he felt in November 2023. When a man enters a lodge on the night of his initiation, he asks whether he feels anything. Freemasons will understand that this question is asked in response of a physical action and is designed to impress upon the candidate the seriousness of the undertaking he's about to enter into and the need to put his faith in those that are entrusted with his introduction into the craft. As impressive as that first question is on a new Mason, we should always be asking ourselves, in respect of all of our Masonic interactions, whether we feel anything. Not something physical, but something emotional, something of meaning, something that has contributed to us by making us feel happy, satisfied, secure, or enriched, something to be grateful for. As I stand before you today, I confess that I have a great deal to be grateful for. We've just heard a magnificent rendition of that stirring anthem, You Raise Me Up. Its lyrics bear repeating. You raise me up so I could stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. This musical item was not performed tonight just to provide entertainment, although it surely did that. But it was also designed to prompt the question as to whether you feel anything. What raises you up? Freemasonry raises me up. In what other organisation can you make so many lasting and meaningful friendships based on mutual respect and a genuine concern for others? What other organisation can provide a safe haven from the daily trials and tribulations of the outside world, wherein we can contemplate and gain perspective on that which really matters? An organisation that exposes us to a diverse membership, engendering an appreciation of differing points of view and promoting tolerance and understanding. What other organisation provides solid traditions and a sense of occasion through our thoughtful ceremonies? And finally, is there any other organisation that so perfectly provides a sense of pride and satisfaction in being part of something that is bigger than any one individual, and the ability to contribute to the welfare of society and those less fortunate than ourselves? So I am not only grateful for the trust and confidence that you've placed in me to be your 49th Grand Master, but I am and will always be eternally grateful to be a Freemason and be uplifted by Freemasonry. Over the past 136 years, Freemasons Victoria has been instrumental in the development of Victorian society, but more importantly, it has been fundamental to the health, happiness and well-being of its members and their families. I'm most conscious of the heritage that my predecessors in office have created and that I have today been charged with protecting. I'm grateful for their example and more particularly for the Council's support and encouragement of those past Grand Masters that I have come to know personally through involvement either at Royal Freemasons or within Freemasons Victoria, which accounts for almost all of them since Most Worshipful Brother Reg Gregory, who incidentally was an accountant and a highly recognised financial professional, not a lawyer. Just saying. I'm particularly proud to be wearing the regalia of one of those past Grand Masters, Most Worshipful Brother Carl Stewart, whom I had come to know well professionally and Masonically, and I am deeply honoured by the fact that Most Worshipful Brother Carl's widow, who is with us today, has given her gracious permission for me to have Carl's regalia. Pat, thank you very much for that very kind gesture and your ongoing friendship. I am, as I am sure you are, tremendously grateful for the individual and collective contribution of our past Grand Masters to the preservation and promotion of our wonderful craft. Today's ceremony, as well as the other associated events this weekend, is a cause for celebration, celebrating a new Masonic year, the introduction of another Grand Lodge ceremonial team to the membership, and a time for us all to reaffirm our commitment to this wonderful craft to which we all passionately belong. Today is also a time for expressing thanks. Could I firstly thank our immediate past Grand Master, and I'll have a little more to say about Tony at the Grand Banquet this evening, but I'm sure that you will agree with me that we owe him a great debt of gratitude for the service he's given to the craft, particularly over the last 5 years, and I extend my personal thanks and appreciation for his friendship over many years, particularly during our time together as Grand Master and Deputy. I also thank his lovely wife Anna for her support of Tony in his role, her service to Freemasonry, and importantly, her kindness and courtesy to Sharon and I. Thank you, sir. The example of my parents and later parents-in-law who had instilled in me the principles of tolerance, understanding and loyalty were instrumental in me joining Freemasonry, an organisation which amply exemplifies those principles. While they are no longer with us, for me to express my thanks to them personally, I hope that they'll be looking down on us today with a sense of pride and satisfaction. Jaime Goldman, Jules Hoffman and Leon Cohen are names that you probably don't know. But without their support, encouragement and mentoring, I would not have been able to do what I've done in Freemasonry. During my formative years as a Freemason, Jules would always joke, "When you become Grand Master, I'll be there to see you installed." Unfortunately, at 96, Jules passed away a little over a month ago. Well, mate, you missed out on tonight. I hope you're looking down on us. But Leon is with us, and I thank him and his family most sincerely for everything they've done for me in my Masonic career. They have all been a tremendous inspiration and true Freemasons. In fact, I thank all those who have supported and advised me over the journey. And believe me, there have been plenty of people willing to give me advice, whether I needed it or not. I've had the pleasure of chairing the past Deputy Grand Masters Forum for the last 2.5 years. This group of very experienced Freemasons have provided useful and sometimes insightful advice on a wide range of matters relevant to the health of the craft and the welfare of its members. While we've lost a number of past deputies along the journey, there remains an active and committed group. I thank them sincerely for their past and continuing participation and dedication. As part of my vision for the future, which I outlined to the members last September, I spoke of the importance of strengthening the bonds between craft, mark and chapter by jointly engaging in programs of mutual benefit to all of our members. I thank the leaders of mark and chapter for their past support and their willingness to actively pursue this objective. It would be remiss of me if I didn't remind you of their joint installation celebrations in May this year, for which we wish Jeff Goods and Robert Redman all the very best as they take on the leadership of those orders. I would like to sincerely thank all of our sponsors for their generous support, without which our installation celebrations would not be what they are. I'll have a little more to say about them at the banquet this evening, but please know that your support and continued interest in Freemasons Victoria is greatly appreciated. I would like to acknowledge and thank all the past ceremonial teams that I've been involved in for their kindness and courtesies, many of whom are represented here today. And I'd especially like to thank and congratulate Right Worshipful Brother Frank Lombardo and his Grand Lodge team for the magnificent way in which they conducted today's Grand Lodge installation ceremonial. Well done, fellas. As a new team comes in, some officers retire, and two long-serving, well-respected Freemasons have retired from their respective positions. I refer to Right Worshipful Brother Ash Long and Right Worshipful Brother Wes Turnbull. And can I thank you for everything you've done for Freemasonry, and I'm sure will continue to do in the future. Thank you also to the escort masters who performed so well today, a testament to their dedication and also the training they've received, for which we're indebted to Right Worshipful Brother Wes and Very Worshipful Brother Harry Blatt. And I'd also like to thank the members of the Golden Fleece Lodge for the invaluable work they've done acting as ushers today. That is much appreciated and contributed significantly to the efficiency of our ceremonial. Can I thank the choir, heralds and musicians for their tremendous support. They've all performed so professionally and significantly added to the atmosphere and meaning of our ceremonies. Special thanks to Right Worshipful Brother Roger Banderson, our Grand Organist, Very Worshipful Brother Jeff Lowe, our Grand Herald, and Right Worshipful Brother Barry Reaper, today's conductor, for their individual and combined efforts in making the musical component of today's ceremony so special. Music is most important to Freemasons in the performance of its ceremonies, and we're very lucky in Victoria to have a band of dedicated organists and heralds, some of whom have held the position for many, many years. Too often we take their considerable efforts for granted, and today I would like to recognise two musicians that have given so much to our organisation over an extended period of time. To enable me to do that, Grand Director, would you present to me on the floor of Grand Lodge, Right Worshipful Brother Barry Reaper, past Deputy Grand Master. Well, Right Worshipful Brother Barry, today is your last day as conductor of the choir, for which you've been totally dedicated for many, many years. You've not only provided us with splendid music in the past, but you've also contributed mightily to Freemasonry through the administration of Freemasonry. You've also been the president of our board, the Grand Director of Music, and the list goes on and on. And I know you do it with passion and enthusiasm, but please know that Freemasonry is eternally grateful for what you've done for us. And in recognition of that, I wonder whether you would accept the Grand Master's Order of Service.
Most certainly. Thank you, sir.
Barry, wear this with pride in the knowledge that you've contributed extensively to Freemasons Victoria, and all of its members are totally grateful for that contribution.
Thank you, sir.
And a certificate to mark the occasion as well, which can take pride of place with those myriad of other certificates that you have. And may the great architect spare you for many more years to continue to enjoy Freemasonry.
Thank you indeed.
Congratulations. The second award that I would like to have presented today was another Grand Master's Order of Service to Right Worshipful Brother John Cantrell. John has also been an active organist and participation in the musical components of our ceremonies for many, many years. He has been an organist at his local church for over 50 years, and today was unable to play at that church due to ill health, only the third time in that period. I've left a message with John to congratulate him on this preferment, and I think it is absolutely well deserved, and we wish him well with his health into the future. I think we should again thank and congratulate the two recipients in the usual way. To the 2025-26 Grand Lodge ceremonial team and their leader, Very Worshipful Brother Bruce Carey, and Jackie, well, their leader Jackie and Bruce, congratulations on your investiture, and I look forward in working with all of you during the coming year and cementing the friendships which I know will endure for many years. For the training for both today's installation and the ceremonial work ahead for our new team, we owe a great deal of gratitude to a dedicated group of past Grand Directors under the stern gaze of Most Worshipful Brother Don Reynolds. The quality of your individual and collective expertise and willingness to take on a personal interest in the success of both the outgoing and the incoming teams is greatly appreciated and will never be forgotten. My sincere thanks also to the Grand Secretary and his staff for all the effort above and beyond normal duties that they have given to make yesterday, today, tonight and tomorrow possible. When I arrived at the hotel yesterday, there was a number of envelopes sitting on the desk, and I rang Julia Edwards up and said, "Are these envelopes for invitations to the Grand Master's dinner?" And she said, "No, each of those envelopes are addressed to you and Sharon." So we opened them up and there was a personal message from every staff member at the Secretariat. I'm deeply appreciated and touched by the sentiment, and I thank you very much for all the work that you've done. And I know it's dangerous to individualise, but I'd particularly like to thank Julia Edwards and Graham Berry for their extraordinary commitment to the making of all of these events happen. In the planning and execution of these events, a number of obstacles were thrown in their way, but they didn't flinch. They moved on steadfastly and with purpose to ensure that everything should be just right. Without them, we would have been lost. I'm blown away by the visiting delegations from interstate and overseas. Thank you very much for being part of these celebrations with us today, yesterday and tomorrow. While we meet in this lovely venue, it unfortunately can only safely accommodate around 650 people for the installation and 600 for the banquet. And I know that many more would be with us otherwise. Some of our members and families will be watching this grand installation on replay from designated Masonic centres around Victoria. To all of you, my sincere thanks for your continued support and involvement in Freemasonry. Thanks also to the many well-wishers who have written and given me a call. I'm deeply humbled by your kind thoughts and your ongoing support. Finally, I owe a huge debt of gratitude to my wife and family for all of their support and all that they have given to me, not only this weekend, but throughout my whole Masonic career. Without their understanding and tolerance, none of this would have been possible. I love you all dearly and will always be indebted to you. Your support means more than I can adequately express. The challenge to feel something has made a significant impression upon me and framed my approach to Freemasonry since it was first expressed by a very close personal and Masonic friend just over 11 years ago. Well, 11 years and 3 days to be exact. Now, as we enter a new Masonic year, I hope that Freemasonry continues to make all of you feel something, and I pledge to do everything possible to make your Masonic experience one which raises you up. Thank you.
congratulations to Most Worshipful Brother Anthony Booker. For his stewardship of the craft in Victoria, we thank him for his hospitality, for his friendship during his term, and we wish him and Anna all the best and a very well-earned rest. Finally, Grandmaster, speaking on behalf of all the Freemasons of New Zealand, Tasmania, and the other jurisdictions of the Western Isles, we wish you and Sharon the best of health. We look forward to working with you, spending time with you both, and our watching Freemasonry in Victoria flourish under your leadership.
Most Worshipful Brother Jim and my fellow Grand Masters, thank you very much for your attendance and bringing your delegations with you to this event. It is greatly appreciated. I'm sure we'll be able to mix a little less formally at our banquet tonight, but I look forward to catching up with all of you over the next day and a bit. Thank you very much for your attendance. Brethren, assist me to close Grand Lodge. Worshipful Grand Pursuivant, where is your situation in Grand Lodge?
Within the porch, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
What is your duty?
To give due report of all approaching brethren, and to see that they are properly clothed and arranged under their respective banners.
Are they so arranged?
They are, to the best of my belief, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Where is the situation of the Junior Grand Warden?
In the south, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Right Worshipful Junior Grand Warden, whom do you represent?
Boaz, the Prince of the People on Mount Tabor.
Where is the situation of the Senior Grand Warden?
In the west, Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Right Worshipful Senior Grand Warden, whom do you represent?
Jarkin, the Assistant High Priest on Mount Sinai.
Where is the situation of the Deputy Grand Master?
At the right of the Most Worshipful Grand Master.
Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, whom do you represent?
Hiram Abiff, the Prince of Architects.
What is your duty?
To lay lines, draw designs, and prepare the work for the Grand Master.
Most Worshipful Past Grand Master, where is the situation of the Grand Master?
In the east.
Whom does he represent?
The Royal Solomon.
I claim your attention to the Grand Chaplain, who will offer up prayer.
Almighty Father and Supreme Governor of all men, be pleased, we beseech thee, to seal with thy divine approval all such words and actions of this convocation, as shall through thy mighty power unite us still more closely in the bonds of holy brotherhood and virtue. Pardon our frailties and shortcomings, deepen within us every conviction of duty and strengthen every earnest resolution of amendment, and continue to look upon our order with thy most gracious favour. Keep us in all our several avocations and estates under thy merciful protection, and bring us finally to the full light and knowledge of thy eternal presence, to whom be all glory, dominion, and power, both now and for evermore.
Brethren, in the name of the Royal Solomon, I declare Grand Lodge closed in ample form.
The Assistant Grand Director of Ceremonies, Worshipful Brother Lindsay Aldersey, now comes forward to close the Grand Lodge's volume of the Sacred Law, as well as the Grand Master's volume of the Sacred Law.
Be seated, brethren.
That completes the official installation of the Grand Master and the Grand Ceremonial team for the 2025-26 year.
Ladies, gentlemen and brethren, will you please rise for the singing of our national anthem? Be seated, ladies, gentlemen and brethren.
The retirement is led by the Grand Director of Ceremonies, who's followed by the Grand Master, past Grand Masters, Deputy Grand Master, past Deputy Grand Masters, leaders of visiting delegations, the Senior Grand Warden and Junior Grand Warden. Being a Saturday afternoon for religious reasons, our co-Grand Chaplain, Very Worshipful Brother Rabbi Richard Weinstein was unable to be with us to take part in today's ceremony. We congratulate him on his role again this year as co-Grand Chaplain and look forward to again seeing him act alongside Very Worshipful Brother Jeff Payton in this most valuable role.
Ladies, gentlemen and brethren, you will please rise. And remain standing while the most worshipful Grand Master, the most worshipful past Grand Masters, the Right Worshipful Deputy Grand Master, the most worshipful Grand Masters of the visiting delegations and Grand Wardens retire.
Thank you once again for joining us here today. I'm Right Worshipful Brother Rick Durrer, past Junior Grand Warden, upon whom has been bestowed the Grand Master's Order of Service, the host of the webcast of the 136th installation of the Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of Victoria, Most Worshipful Brother Peter John Henshall, his senior Grand Officers and the 2025-26 Grand Ceremonial Team held here at the Sofitel Hotel in Melbourne, Victoria.